Hey, I'm Leo Ash. Welcome to the Trump Gaffes edition for women. And this is my lovely mother, Heidi. Thank you for being here. And she is going to watch the video, react to it, and then we'll have a very short discussion at the end about what she thinks. Ready? Okay, here we go.
This is a Republican super PAC. It's a very negative ad about you that you've seen, I'm sure, but I'll play it.
I'm sure I'll love seeing it.
A person who is very flat-chested is very hard to be a 10.
I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers.
Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that?
She had the height, she had the beauty. She was crazy. But these are minor details.
I like kids. I mean, I won't do anything to take care of them. I'll supply funds, and she'll take care of the kids.
You know, it really doesn't matter what they write, as long as you've got a young and beautiful piece of ass.
Has your language come back to haunt you?
No, I think people understand. I think people, first of all, half of that was show business.
But that's not how you feel about women, those
of course
words.
not. Nobody respects women more than I do. Nobody takes care of women, and they take care of me because they do such a great job.
Was just show business?
It's show business, I don't even know some of those statements. I mean, I'm hearing these statements. Right. I don't even know what they are. Nobody respects women more than I do.
Why do you keep...
And by the way, I'll take care of women with women's health issues far better than Hillary Clinton, who's a total phony.
I'll tell you truthfully, we don't have tremendous fights. We should have world record-setting fights, but we really don't. We get along very well, and there's not a lot of disagreement because ultimately Ivana does exactly as I tell her to do.
See, wait a minute.
Male chauvinist.
Right, men? Is that right? Huh?
I have such respect for women. I cherish women.
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like
everything
a doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that. I made sure that the women were really beautiful because they were getting a little bit not as beautiful. And it's a sad thing to say. And some of your people will get although your audience probably would understand this better than most.
Your point is that they were starting to take women who are educated over women who are hot. You eliminated
They
that.
had a person who was extremely proud that a number of the women have become doctors.
Right.
And I wasn't interested.
That was not what you were looking for.
This is a beauty pageant.
I actually went on the Today Show with Katie Couric a while ago, 6 years ago, and we had a woman running the pageant who was really into the whole thing of education and everything. And I said, look, if you're looking for a rocket scientist, don't turn in tonight.
Right.
But if you're looking for a really beautiful woman, you should watch.
Absolutely.
The head of the Miss Universe contest blew up. She went crazy. How dare you say that? That was a terrible thing to say. In other words, the women are really, really beautiful.
Right.
And
that's my point. It's a beauty pageant. I'd rather have a retarded, hot woman than a slob who's a doctor.
I mean, there's nobody cherishes and nobody respects women more than Donald Trump. That I can tell you. Nobody.
Women, he once said to New York Magazine, you have to treat them like shit.
He got up, his face got red, he shook his finger at me, and he screamed, "You're disgusting, you're disgusting," and he ran out of there.
Crucially, I will also fight for the American family and American family values.
Yeah, that's it, with the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I can do anything.
she's still very beautiful.
I moved on her, actually. She was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and her. She was married.
That's huge news, Sarah.
And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
You brag that you have sexually assaulted women. Do you understand that?
No, I didn't say that at all. I don't think you understood what was said. This was locker room talk. I have tremendous respect for women.
Have you ever done those
women
things?
Have respect for me.
Are you saying that what you said on that bus 11 years ago, that you did not actually kiss women without consent or grope women without consent.
I have great respect for women. Nobody has more respect for women than I do.
The subpoena filed by former Apprentice contestant Summer Zervos was filed in March as part of her defamation lawsuit against then-Republican presidential nominee Trump for saying she and other accusers were lying about their allegations. Just days before the Zervos allegations, the New York Times published claims by two other women who claimed Donald Trump touched them inappropriately. Trump, who has always denied the allegations, tweeted back then, quote, "Nothing ever happened with any of these women. Totally made up nonsense to steal the election. Nobody has more respect for women than me."
You take a look at her words. You tell me what you think. I don't think so. I don't think so. Believe me, she would not be my first choice, that I can tell you.
Every woman lied when they came forward to hurt my campaign. All of these liars will be sued after the election is over.
The New York Times published claims by two other women who claim Donald Trump touched them inappropriately. Trump has always denied the allegations and tweeted back then, quote, "Nothing ever happened with any of these women. Totally made up nonsense to steal election. Nobody has more respect for women than me." That tweet, by the way, came just 8 days after the Access Hollywood tape. Trump also vowed to sue all of those women accusing him of assault and harassment the first day he got into office, in fact, but he never did.
There is nobody that has more respect for women than I do.
But today, the president appeared to step on his own words, taking aim at Mika Brzezinski in a pair of tweets insulting her intelligence and her appearance.
Completely inappropriate.
Look, what we're trying to do around here is improve the tone and the civility of the debate, and this obviously doesn't help do that.
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham called this, quote, beneath the office, and represents what is wrong with American politics, not the greatness of America.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals.
What I say is what I say. And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that.
What is it with you and Megyn Kelly?
Well, I just don't respect her as a journalist. I have no respect for her. I don't think she's very good. I think she's highly overrated. You know, she gets out and she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions. And, you know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes. Blood coming out of her wherever.
Nearly 70% of Republican women have an unfavorable view of the candidate.
I'm leading with men, big league. I'm not doing as well with women. Will you help me? What's going on? Which I don't, look, nobody respects women more than me. Greatest person ever was my mother, believe me, the greatest. Nobody's going to be better or do more for women than Donald Trump. That I can tell you. That I can tell you. And I think they know it. I'd rather do well with women than with men.
The Wall Street Journal posting audio clips from Trump's syndicated radio segment called Trumped.
Men in Saudi Arabia have the authority to divorce their wives without going to the courts. I guess that would also mean they don't need prenuptial agreements. The fact is, no courts, no judges. Saudi Arabia sounds like a very good place to get a divorce.
Nobody respects women more than I do. My mother was the ultimate person to me, the greatest. I mean, there was nobody like my mother. My wife, my daughter Ivanka, my wife Melania are going to be out campaigning very soon, and they already have actually done some, but they're going to be really out heavy league, and they both know how much I respect women. And they always say you have to talk about women because you totally respect women, you cherish women, and I use that word. Hillary said, oh, you shouldn't use the word. I have to use the word. I cherish women, I respect women, and I will do more for women than anybody else because of the way I feel.
Great on that. And so would Ivanka Trump. She feels the same way. And they both want me. They said, Dad, you have such respect for women. And they say, you cherish women. You have such respect for women. You got to speak more about it because there's nobody that cares more for women than you. My mother was one of the great people ever in my life that I've ever met. And I have just amazing admiration and respect for women.
Trump or false, it doesn't really matter what the media write as long as you've got a young and beautiful piece of ass.
I don't think he said that.
Trump! He said it. Come on. He did. He said it. I'm not making this stuff up. Legally, I can't. I'm on television.
Thank you. It's true. My mother was the greatest person there was. But nobody respects women more than I do. And 2 weeks ago, I was making a speech. I said, I respect women. I cherish women. I do. I cherish women.
And Hillary said, we don't want to be cherished. We want to be respected. I said that. No, I think you want to be cherished, too. It's better than respect. It's everything. You want to be respected. You want to be loved. You want to be cherished. You want to be everything. I think. Am I right, women, or wrong? I mean, you know. And nobody cares more than I do. And I will tell you, women's health issues, where Jeb Bush recently said that he's not going to fund them. Then he said he misspoke. The word is misspoke. He misspoke. Can't misspeak. I mean, that's going to be so vital and so important.
Partial birth abortion, the eliminating of abortion in the third trimester, big issue in Washington. Would President Trump ban partial birth abortion?
Well, look, I'm very pro-choice. I hate the concept of abortion. I hate it. I hate everything it stands for. I cringe when I listen to people debating the subject. But I just believe in choice. And again, it may be a little bit of a New York background because there is some different attitude in different parts of the country. And, you know, I was raised in New York and grew up and work and everything else in New York City. But I am strongly for choice, and yet I hate the concept of abortion.
But you would not ban it?
No.
Or ban partial birth abortion?
No, I am pro-choice in every respect, and as far as it goes, but I am pro-life, yes.
What is ban? How do you ban abortion? How do you actually do it?
Well, you know, you'll go back to a position like they had, where people will perhaps go to illegal places.
Yeah.
But you have to ban it. I'm going to take such good care of women's health care issues, you won't even believe it.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
10 cents, 10 years,
I don't know. That I don't know. I respect women. And I will do so much better for women.
Saying Republicans are anti-women. Every time Donald Trump opens his mouth, he says something that feeds that narrative. And it's not just this comment. I mean, it's obviously when you say that you want to put women in jail for having abortions, that is they take that as anti-women. But it's not just this one comment in isolation. As you showed at the beginning of this segment, he tweeted out the horrible picture of Heidi Cruz. He made fun of Carly Fiorina's face. He said, this is a quote from a tweet that he retweeted: "If Hillary Clinton can't satisfy her husband, what makes her think she can satisfy America?" That's from the future president of the United States.
I love the women that faint when I speak. Those are the ones that love me.
And in his book, How to Get Rich, he writes, quote, "All of the women on The Apprentice flirted with me consciously or unconsciously. That's to be expected."
Brandy came in here, she got down on her knees and said, "I passionately want to do this. I, at this point, am the team chooser, not the team leader yet."
Excuse me, you dropped to your knees.
Yes. And begged to do this. And I said, I'm looking around the room, and we had even LaToya, who sat beside me, thought maybe Brandy was right.
That must be a pretty picture you dropped into
John
your
and
knees.
Dennis thought I should be. Omarosa said me. Some other people said you. And in the end of it, I said, everyone looked at you and said,
Nobody respects women more than Donald Trump.
You're going to be a new father again in the near future?
I am.
Well, do you actually change diapers?
No, I don't do that.
See, not good. Not one, right?
No, I don't do it. It's not my thing. You know what? I'm a good father, but that's not my thing. And Melania is going to be a great mother.
Yeah, but it's no one's thing.
No, but some women, well, to a large extent, it's up to the women. There are a lot of women out there that, demand that the husband act like the wife.
Yeah.
And, there are a lot of husbands that listen to that. So, they go for it. But
do you hire one person to be the diaper changer, or...?
No, Melania really is going to be fantastic. Right. She's going to be a fantastic mother. And by the way, if I had a different type of wife, I probably wouldn't have a baby. Because that's just not my thing. I'm really like a great father, but certain things you do and certain things you don't. It's just not for me.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Nobody has more respect for women than I do.
All right, settle down. Settle down, entire planet. Settle down.
Okay, so now that you've watched the video, what do you think? Tell the audience.
Painful.
Painful.
Extremely painful. Even in these, the thought of a beauty pageant or something that they had something else going for them that should be considered an inspiration or a benefit, and to act like nothing matters but what's on the outside. That's really hard for me.
Yeah. Also, he walked in on teenagers.
Oh, that was horrifying.
My audience wouldn't know this, but my mother has a master's degree from Dallas Theological Seminary. She has been a practicing Christian for many, many years now. So, what do you say to a Republican Christian woman?
That God values humanity and looking at the heart of people. That's what he continually says from the beginning. He looks at the heart, and people's actions speak louder than words.
Scale of 1 to 10, how much does Trump respect and cherish women? Scale of 1 to 10.
I don't judge. I'm
you
not
have to give a numerical answer.
I don't. You're my son.
Welcome to my life, everybody. This is what I deal with all the time. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. This is Leo Ash. Stay angry.